function. I'm accessing A and B values in one function or more than one function. So these are accessible in function 1 as well as in what? Function 2. So I just write here is a function main. So can I access global variables in main? Yes. You are trying to say global variable A equal to A. So anywhere I can use it. Print format. I'm saying variable, global variable B equal to what here? B. Then I call the function 1. I call the function 2. So it means these variables can be accessible anywhere. These variables can be accessible anywhere. So within the function, okay, anywhere within the function, outside the function. Now you can see global variable A is 10, 100, 200. Okay, so these variables can be accessible inside function 1. These variables can be accessible inside function 2. These variables can be accessible inside main function because these variables are what here? Global. So global, which are global to more than one function. So when you declare the variables as a global is, generally you declare variables as global. So global variables are declared. Global variables are declared in order to share, in order to share, in order to share data between, in order to share data between number of functions. Global variables are declared in order to share data between number of functions. Global variables are declared in order to share data between number of functions. So if you want to share the data between number of functions, if you want to share the data between number of functions, then you declare that variables as what here? Global. So to share the data between number of functions. If you want to share the data between number of functions, then declare declare that variable says what here? Global, right? Suppose assume that, so assume that some x equal to some 10 and y equal to 5. So I created this variable says what here? Global, or I just input integer, enter x value, enter what is that? X value. So integer of input, enter y value. So enter x value. You are trying to input the value of x and you are trying to input the value of y. And I want this value to be used for adding numbers. So I'm trying to say print format sum is, I'm just writing here x plus what is that? Y. So where is x and y? Is it x and y are there inside same function? No. X and y are there where? Outside. And this x and y is used by which function? Add function. This x and y is used by add function. So print a sub function is their format. Okay, difference is I'm trying to write x minus y. So you are trying to use this x and y inside which function? Sub function. You are trying to use this x and y inside which function? Sub function. You are trying to use x and y in which function? Add function. You are trying to use x and y in which function? Sub function. Okay, sub function. And there is a function called which one here? Multiply. So print format. So the product is, I'm just writing here x into y. See, I'm using this x and y values in how many functions here? More than one function. Okay. And there is a function called which one? Division. So print format. So result is, I'm just writing here x minus y. So here I just call the function add. I call the function sub. I call the function which one? Multiply. I call the function which one? Division. So in my program, how many executables? Program is having x, y, and one more is what? Main. All these are called which statements here? Executable statements. The statements which are reached to the Python runtime. The statements which are reached to the Python runtime. Now, x, y, and there is main. So what will happen? Your program execution is done. Your program execution is done by invoking which statements? Executable statements. Your program execution is done by invoking which statements here? Executable statements. Your program execution is done by invoking which statements? Executable statements. What will happen? It will try to reserve. So it will try to reserve memory for x and y. But where the memory for x and y is allocated? In global namespace. It allocates memory for x and y in global namespace. Global. Okay. So actually internally it will create one dictionary. And what is the name of this dictionary here? Global. And within this, it allocates memory for x and y. X and y. It allocates memory for x and y. Okay. So there is a memory allocated for x, and the value of x is what whatever input you done. Assume that x value is input 10, and y value is input what here? 5. So after executing the statements, now next it will search for another executable statement. What is it? Executable statement? Main. So then call which function here? Main function. And then main function calls which function here? Add function. So within add, you are using x and y. So it look for x and y variables within the function. Is it x and y variables are there within the function? No. The next priority is given to which one? Global. Is it x and y are there in global? Yes. Then access the value of x which is 10 and access the value of y which is 5. So 10 plus 5 is what here? 15. So is it execution of function is completed? Yes. Then return to the calling place and then go to the next statement. What is the next statement? Sub. Then it will call the function called subtract. Okay, so where you are saying print difference is x minus y. So look for x and y variables inside the function. Is it any variable x and y within the sub function? No. The next priority is given to the global. So in global, what is the value of x? 10. What is the value of y? 5. So 10 minus 5 is what here? 5. Is it execution of sub function is completed? Yes. Then return to the main function. Then call which function again? Multiply function. So multiply function where you are saying product is x into y. So it look for the variables x and y within the function. Is it x and y are there in the function? Yes. So 10 into 5, what is the result here? 50. Then is it execution of function is completed? Yes. Then return to the main and call which one? Division function. So x divided. This I have to take what? X divided by y. So 10 divided by y. So 10 divided by 5, which is 2.5, 2.0. Then return to the mean. Okay. So, but lifetime of global variables are until execution of program. What is the lifetime of global variables? Until execution of program. 10 and 5. So sum is 15. Sum is 15. Division is 5. Product is 50. Result is 2.0. Okay, sum is 15. Difference is 5. Product is 5.50 and result is 2.0. Result is 2.0. What is the result is given? 2 points. So global variables. So you can access these variables anywhere within the program, either in one function or more than one function, either in one function or more than one function. The lifetime of global variables are, so the lifetime of global variables are, lifetime of global variables are, lifetime of global variables are until execution of what program. What is the lifetime of global variables until execution of program? Once execution of program is completed, okay, execution of once execution of once execution of program, once execution of program is completed, these variables deleted from where? Memory. So these variables are exist how many times? I mean, up to what extent? Until execution of program. Once the program execution is completed, these variables get deleted from what? Memory. Okay. These variables get deleted from memory. So lifetime of global variables is until execution of program. And once execution of program is completed, these variables are deleted from what? Memory. These variables are deleted from memory. So these are exist until execution of program and deleted automatically once the program execution is completed. Deleted automatically once the program execution is what? Completed, right? Okay. But see, you can access this global variables, but we cannot modify this global variables. For example, I try to declare x equal to 100. So global variables can be accessible. Now this is which variable here? Global variable. Okay, so there is a function 1. So there is a function 1 and inside the function 1, I'm trying to write some y equal to 200. This is called as which variable? Local variable. Okay, so when I write here print x, so first it will search for the variable x within the function 1. Is it variable x is there inside the function 1? No. The next priority is given to which one? Global. Is it variable x is there in global? Yes. Is it variable x is there in global? Yes. Then what is the value of x in global here? 100. Okay. Then if I'm saying print y, then it look for the y variable within function first. Is it variable y is there inside the function? Yes. Then access the value of y. And what is the value of y here? 200. The value of x is 100 and the value of y is what? 200. This is which variable? Get the value of which variable? Global variable. This get the value of which variable? Local variable. Okay, now there is a function 2. In function 2, I'm writing x equal to 300. In function 2, I'm saying x equal to 300. So when I write here x equal to 300, what will happen? When I write here x equal to 300, what will happen? What will happen if I'm writing x equal to 300? So it will look for the variable x inside the function 2. Okay. So is it variable x is there inside function 2? No. Then what will happen? Create. What will it do? Create. Which variable? Local variable. It will create which variable? Local variable. But will it assign this 300 to the x of global variable? No. But what will happen? It will create a local variable. So if I'm writing y equal to 400, it look for the variable y within the function 2. Is it variable y is there in function 2? No. Then what will happen? Create. Create which variable? Local variable. Now, if I say print x and print y, so this will print which variable? Local variable. And this will print which variable? Local variable. So you cannot modify global variable inside the function directly. You cannot modify global variable inside the function directly. You cannot modify global variable inside the function directly. No. You cannot modify the global variable inside the function directly. You cannot modify global variable inside the function directly. No, you cannot do that. Okay. So once I run this, so what will happen is I'll try to get like this 100, 200. So 100 is a value of which variable? Global. And 200 is a value of which one? Local. So if I'm writing x equal to 300, so this will not assign this 300 to x, but rather than create a local variable. If you are writing a y equal to 400, it will create one local variable, right? But how can I modify? How can I modify? How can I modify? So how can I modify global variable? How can I modify global variable within function? How can I modify global variable within function? Because if I'm writing x equal to 100, x equal to 300 within the function is creating which variable? Local variable. But my requirement is I want to modify global variable within the function. I want to modify global variable within the function. So how can I modify global variable within the function? How can I modify global variable within function? Okay, so I can modify global variable within the function by using the keyword called global. You can use one keyword. What is the name of the keyword? Global keyword. So there is a keyword called which one? Global. So why we are using global keyword is to modify global variables inside a function. Until unless you don't use a global keyword, you cannot modify global variables inside the function. Until unless you are not using a global keyword, you cannot modify global statement or global keyword. Okay, global. Now you can see the global statement is a declaration which holds the entire current code blocks. It means that the listed identifiers has to be interpreted as what? Globals. It would be impossible to assign to a global variable without global. Okay, it would be impossible. Yes, see here, it is not possible. So this is a definition of global here. So what is the definition given here is the global statement is a declaration. The global statement is a declaration which holds for the entire current code block. It means that the listed identifiers are to be interpreted as what here globals. The listed identifiers to be interpreted as globals. It would be impossible so to assign. Okay, it is not possible to assign. It is not possible, or it would be impossible to assign to a global variable without what here global. So although free variables may refer globals without using what here global, you can access it, but you cannot modify it. You can access it, but you cannot modify it. If you want to modify it, if you want to update it, or if you want to modify it, suppose I said x equal to 100 and assume that there is a function 1. So I want to assign a value to the global variable. I want to assign value to which variable? Global variable inside the function. But if I'm writing here x equal to some 500, will it assign this 500 to x variable of global? No. But rather than it will create x variable inside what? Function 1. That becomes which variable? Local. So it means local and global both are with the same name. So this is a local variable and this is what? Global. But my requirement is I want to assign this 500 to what? X or which variable? Global. Then I have to tell now this listed variables are refer as which variables? Global. You're telling the Python runtime that okay, these variables you refer it as which variables? Global variables. If I'm writing global x and if I'm writing x equal to 500, this 500 is assigned to which variable? X variable. But you already said that x is which variable here? Global. So then this 500 is assigned to which variable? Global variable. This 500 is assigned to which variable? Global variable. Now I print x. Then inside the function 2, I print x. And then first what I did is I just print x value first and then call the function 1 and then called which one here? Function 2. So what will happen? My program execution is done by calling which statements? Executable statements. My program execution is done by calling which statements? Executable statement. So what is the statement here? X equal to 100. So then next statement is what? Main. How many executable statements are there? 2. But writing definition of function is executing function? No. Invoking the functions are called which statements? Executable statements. So first it will allocate memory for which variable? Global variable. And what is this global variable here? X. So it allocates memory for which variables here? Global variable. And what is it? Global variable is X. And the value of X is given what here? 100. Then call the function main. Within main, I'm trying to use which variable? X. Is it X is there inside the main? No. First priority is always given to the local variable. Is it variable X is there inside the main? No. There's no variable X within the main. Then next priority is given to which one? Global. Is it X is there in the global section? Yes. Get the value of X. And then call the function 1. In the function 1, you already listed saying that this variable should be referred as which variable? Global. Then if you are writing x equal to 500, then this x is referred as a local or global? Global. And this x is modified from 100 to which one? 500. Then print x means what is the value of x here? 500. And then return to the main and call the function 2.